Les, driving through New York, listening on Progressive Voices. Hey, Les, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, Tom? If you stay on hold long enough, you get to hear so many different opinions and so many people talk that you almost forget where you started off at. But my main point is that Democrats are setting themselves up for a loss in this coming election. And I'm a Bernie Sanders supporter. I'm 100% behind Bernie Sanders. I was 100% behind Barack Obama both times. But I can see the writing on the wall. And the writing on the wall is, unless Bernie talks to and gets young people active and ready to vote, middle-aged and older white people, not to say that they're all going to vote Republican, but you can practically write them off.
Yep.
Because all they have to do is just bring up any issue on a racial line, and those people will all vote conservative. They will vote against their own interests. They do it every single time.
Yeah, that's the wedge issue. I don't know if you've got that clip from Lee Atwater there, Shano, but yeah. I mean, the race has been used as a wedge issue. Nixon just overtly did it, with the Southern strategy. Reagan, of course, the first speech he gave as an official Republican candidate was near Philadelphia, Mississippi, where the 3 civil rights workers were murdered. There is that. And here's what Lee Atwater said back in the day. We've bleeped out the N-words in here, but he was talking about, this was in 1980 when he was working on the Reagan campaign, and he was talking about how white politicians need to talk to white voters about race in the Republican Party. Here he is.
You start out in 1954 by saying, by 1968, you can't say that hurts your backfire, so you say stuff like forced busing, states' rights, and all that stuff. And you're getting so abstract now, you're talking about cutting taxes, and all of these things you're talking about are totally economic things, and the byproduct of them is blacks get hurt worse than whites. And subconsciously, maybe that is part of it. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that if it is getting that abstract and that coded, that we're doing away with the racial problem one way or the other. You follow me? Because obviously sitting around saying we want to cut taxes, we want to cut this, and we want is much more abstract than even the busing thing, and a hell of a lot more abstract than.
Yeah, it's a lot more abstract than the N-word. I mean, this is the Republicans have been playing this race game now for 50 years and doing it very, very effectively, and I agree with you on that. On the other hand, you said that older white people, if Bernie becomes the nominee, are not going to vote for him. Bernie is the founder of the Protect Social Security Caucus, and older white people are serious about their Social Security and Medicare. So I think there's a chance there.
That's all right. Like, you're talking about seniors and people are getting close to retirement.
Well, even people in their 50s, yeah.
I'm talking about, like, I'm pushing 40 now. I'm in my late 30s. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about people just a little north of my age group, probably like in between 40 and 50 range.
Right.
And what I see Democrats, the last election, the midterm election, there's no way in the world that Democrats should have lost that midterm election. The Republicans came into power in the House in 2010, which there was no way in the world they should have ever gotten there just shortly after destroying the economy. What they did, they tricked their way in, and they said, we're going to bring jobs. And then when you notice that the next election came around, the next midterm election came around, they didn't give anything, no jobs, no security, nothing.
Right.
None of the problems that they made, they completed. But yet they still went over the Senate. And why? Because they went, it's a black guy, it's a black guy, it's a black guy in the White House. And then, of course, silly Democrats started pandering and trying to become half a Republican, and that's the reason why they lost.
I agree. I absolutely agree. And I think Bernie Sanders is the antidote to that. And if Hillary Clinton becomes the nominee, I sure hope she picks up a lot of his agenda. But I'm still here with Bernie. Les, thanks for the call.